It's another Grind Towards Success interview, and today we interviewed the owners of Chaos Course. It's a Ninja Warrior gym out in Kansas City, Missouri. And we're gonna talk about everything from starting a business to chasing your dreams. You don't wanna miss it, because it got a lot of insight for you. Check it out. What's up, world, and welcome to the 10th episode of Grind Towards Success. I want to just say thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And as I said in the intro, this is another interview with the owners of Chaos Course, Russ and Liz Babcock. It's a very good one. I'm not going to hold it up. Get it started right now. Enjoy it. What's up, world, and welcome to the 10th episode of Grind Towards Success. I'm your host here, Zakka, and we're about to get ready for Ninja Warrior, American Ninja Warrior startup. And I'm going to introduce you guys to the guys that help me train and help me prepare for Ninja Warrior. Two people I look up to, and that's Russ and Liz Babcock, the owners of Chaos Course, which is out here in Belton, Missouri. It's a great place, great gym, amazing atmosphere. Can't say, there's so much I can really say. These guys are just so good at what they do, and they're also helpful and thoughtful and just willing to help out. And after I introduce these guys, I really want them to explain their background, where they come from, how they got this business started. So, Russ and Liz, how did y'all get started, and where y'all come from professionally?
That's right.
I've been doing martial arts since I was 9 years old, and then when I was in my undergrad at Pitt State University, I was teaching karate at the university. And then followed him up here after he graduated, and we started our own karate school, our own dojo. And it was really from that we grew and moved past that.
Yeah, I started off, like most people in America, I played sports through high school and all that, and the normal stuff. Went to college and wasn't doing sports anymore, but found martial arts. Through karate is where I met Liz. And then we came up here, and doing karate and teaching karate was what we loved. And then we were watching American Ninja, we were watching Japanese Ninja Warrior while it was still Sasuke. And we had talked about that, how awesome it was. I wanted to go to Japan because I wanted to go to a Ninja Warrior gym. Oh. I had no idea that, 6 years later, I would end up opening my own Ninja Warrior gym.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. You actually want to go to Japan and...
Right.
So,
because it wasn't something that was in the United States. Even 2.5 years ago when we opened Chaos, we opened it because it was a market that was untapped. There was no other Ninja Warrior obstacle that was in Kansas City, period. So from a business model, it allowed us to be first, be unique, and be better because we had an entire stranglehold on the entire industry. And so we ended up creating Chaos really in the pushing forward of our martial arts, because there's a lot of things fitness-wise that gets in the way of a martial artist. You have to be functional, you have to move fast, and you have to be efficient with your movement. So a lot of fitness gets in the way of that. If you're doing just isometric lifting, you end up getting stronger, but not as fluid in your motion. And being able to do stuff like Ninja Warrior aids in that. It lets you be functionally strong and functionally able. And so that was a way to make our martial arts better while we were doing it.
okay, so when you guys open up Chaos, did y'all think okay, we do Ninja Warrior side first, or were you let's open up the martial arts gym and then open up the Ninja Warrior side gym, or was it?
We had already been teaching karate for 6 years, 7,
Like that, yeah.
6 or 7 years
Here in
through the
Belton.
community center. So we already had our group there. And then I came home one day and told her we were going to start a Ninja Warrior gym.
And literally started disassembling our basement, the 2x4s coming down from the walls so we can make obstacles. So it was very much within the martial arts side. We wanted to be able to kind of grow our own place. We had a great relationship and still have a great relationship with the community center, but we were very, very autonomous. What they offered us was really just a roof over our heads. We ran the program autonomously other than that. And so we knew from the business standpoint that would be okay. And starting a gym is a monster because there's gyms everywhere. It's like Starbucks.
Yeah.
And so we did not want a model in which we had to compete with a box gym because we would have failed business-wise within months.
Yeah, we couldn't compete with Planet Fitness if it was just a fitness gym.
Right. But we are much more than that. We're rooted in being a dojo, meaning that we're rooted in a community and we're rooted in respect and learning. And so then we just applied that with the obstacles. So it wasn't ever a one or the other. It was a way to enrich both. And also what we never wanted to do was to open a dojo and that be our only means of income. because we've seen along the way, and now I've been in this for 23 years in martial arts, we see along the way what happens to a martial art studio or dojo when it is required to make money. Because then it goes from me passing you because of your merit to me passing you to inflate your ego to keep money in my pocket.
And if I can test you faster, I can charge you for every test. And so then the more I can test you, the more money I can get coming in.
And all that does is minimize and diminish the art. And so we wanted a way to be able to bring another source of income from a business standpoint. You're always supposed to have other multiple ways of bringing money in.
Yeah.
And that was a way that we could do it. We already had a group of students that would be coming with us from the community center with their blessing. And we were able to start with that income. From a business model, it's necessary. I mean, we came in being able to make money the first month.
So that's crazy. That's a really good story. But before that, like before y'all started opening up the gym and made the Ninja Warrior side, did y'all ever think y'all be a part of the Ninja Warrior community? Do you think this would be like a possible thing? You know, like when y'all was doing martial arts, it's like, I think Ninja Warrior is something that we can do and just take over. You're just like, we're watching, we're enjoying it, and then
I had watched it for years and told her that I wanted to do it. I had seen the salmon ladder and I was like, I think I can do that. And so I felt that way. The one that always stopped me was the cliffhanger, because I had messed with campus boards at rock climbing gyms. And I was like, I can't do that. I don't have the finger strength for it. Then we were watching one time and they said something about it being
2.5 inches.
Yeah, well, 2.5 inch ledge. And I was like, that's a 2x4 sideways. And so I literally went downstairs, grabbed a 2x4 and nailed it to my deck.
Still there.
Yeah, it's still there. And then I climbed across it sideways and was like, all right, I'm in. And I put my video in that year.
oh wow. And so when you guys opened this gym, like what made y'all not give up in that first year? Like, what made y'all not like say, dude, this is never gonna work? Well, just throw it in the towel. What made y'all kept going?
We had a lot of, so Malcolm Gladwell has a book called The Tipping Point, and it talks about that most people's successes are really rooted in random things or specific things that happen. So we had opened in December, and in January, Ninja Warrior announced that it would be in Kansas City for the first time. And so that, from a business standpoint, probably helped us push over the edge.
Yeah, that was where we started, with me checking Google daily to
see where we were in rankings.
Yeah, if we showed up when you searched Ninja Warrior Kansas City, or if you searched even our name, Chaos Course, if we even showed up on Google's search engine. And so we're watching that, and then we ended up, because the Ninja Warrior was coming.
And because there was not another obstacle in this entire metro. We were the place with the ninja obstacles. It was nowhere else.
And so we were called, and we were in the newspaper. We interviewed on a couple morning shows, and all these things happened just because we were the only place that they could go to talk about it.
And then when they did, hopefully, other than just being the only ones and being unique, I think people started to be able to get a sense of what we were about. And that while we wanted to do this very crazy, amazing American Ninja Warrior thing, that we have heart in it. And I hope that that's what always comes across, is that we've been teachers and coaches for a long time. And so being able to do this and continue this is something that we know really well. We know how to coach well. We know how to look out for our athletes. We know how to hopefully inspire or push our athletes. And so hopefully, while people were coming to us because we were the only ones that had any of this information or obstacles, that they found quickly that we also had an acumen for it as well.
Now, man, what's your why? Like, why I keep going at it every day, wake up daily, and it's like, this is how another day go back to the gym, can't wait to go back to the gym, help out. Like, what's the why? What drives you guys?
We enjoy it.
Yeah.
We've always, stagnation is something that we don't like. And part of it, I don't know if I wouldn't say that it's from karate, but I think it's part of the reason that we've stuck with karate as long as we have. Both of us have competed for years and been successful, and we've both watched a lot of people that came in that were naturally athletic that just got bored and left karate because they were like, well, I've learned enough.
What's that quote, that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard?
Yep.
And that's something I think that regardless of how good we are or not good, is that we always have a tenacity to keep working hard. And I think from a business model, you have to have that, because I can say wonderful things about how successful we've been in our business and how lovely it is, but it is hard work. And it is a ton of time. You know, our kids are here all of the time. I think my daughter spends during the week maybe 8 hours awake at home, and that's probably a high estimate. And so that's always something that we have to keep in mind. But then again, we create an atmosphere in which she gets to hang out with our friends every day and do classes that she enjoys. And so for us, for our family, which is as chaos as we are, it works for our family, and we thrive with it.
And that was one of the things we discussed before we opened the gym, was the idea that if this is successful, we now have evening jobs.
Right.
We're not day parents where we go to work, kids go to school, and then we all meet together at home afterwards.
Right.
No, we're here. And so that meant that our kids are going to wake up in the morning, get ready for school, go to school. Then we're going to pick them up and bring them straight here. And then they're going to be here until we take them home and put them to bed.
Right.
And with that being said, you guys have a family. For all the entrepreneurs out there who want to start their own business, also at the same time keep a relationship or start a relationship, what do you guys think one of the key factors to help you guys stay together and stay strong and stay committed and just keep going together like as a family?
It's hard. And you get into this rhythm of being coworkers and being partners. Russ and I are very good at teaching together and bouncing off of each other, and you get this and I get this. But then you can really easily lose your relationship in that. You just become business partners. And even if you're good business partners together or good partners together, then you go home and you're just roommates together. And that is hard. And we definitely went through that for a little bit, probably about a year into opening the gym, where we kind of realized, like, man, when was the last time I talked to you about something that wasn't chaos or our kids? And I think that we have a commitment to each other as much, that perseverance thing, is that we just kind of sat down and recommitted to each other to make sure to pay attention to each other, and even if it's not all the time, to take those moments to make sure that we just connect with each other. And we have the wonderful support system of my parents and his parents, and so on Friday nights we often get to have the kids with the grandparents and we make time to go out with each other.
Yeah, I'm also real big. It's part of our whole gym kind of philosophy in the looking at the positive side of things instead of always dwelling on negatives.
Right.
So especially with obstacles, instead of saying, well, I can't do this, say, well, I'm getting closer, or I'm going to work on this and I think it'll help with that.
Right.
Well, it goes the same with the relationship. Instead of thinking about what she didn't do or what I wish she would do, I think about all the great things that she does for me, all the things that she allows me to do that I wouldn't be able to do on my own. Like, I never would be able to run this place on my own. You've seen how this place works. Without Liz, this place doesn't work. So I need her for that. As far as for running my family, she's a great mother, and so I need her for that. And so I don't ever dwell on other things. I focus on what she brings to me.
And when I haven't done laundry for a month, he just buys.
Oh my God, I just buy more socks.
He just buys more socks.
Yeah.
And it solves the problem.
Yeah.
Which you guys are really good role models, like relationship based when it comes to business and relationships. Like I look at you guys like, wow, you really guys have it together. You guys are.
We work
really,
at it. Mm-hmm. We work at it. And when things don't work, we communicate. And when we communicate, it's again with that trying to solve a problem.
Yeah, try to progress.
Right, because if we're just complaining, like I tell my kids the same thing. Like my kids aren't allowed to come to me and say, Mom, I'm thirsty. Because I'll say, well, that's a problem. They have to say, Mom, may I have a drink of water? They have to come at me with a solution. And I might say, you know, or if it's not, I don't know, I'll ever not tell them to drink water, but if it was, you know, Mom, can I have something to eat that isn't super healthy? And they would say, yeah, right. And I would say, well, no, but you can have water. But if they come to me with a solution, at least we can start with that. And so I think that's how we try to approach each other as well is, you know, Liz, there haven't been socks for weeks. Would you try to do more laundry this week? And I say, no, but we have a Google account or an Amazon account, so how about you just buy some new socks? Problem solved.
Now, for somebody who's looking to get into Ninja Warrior, who's looking to get into the community and looking to try this out, what advice would you give to them? Like they come in chaos and looking around like,
it's intimidating.
I found this place, like what to do.
Right.
And you guys, my first day here, you guys like, rock wall, go at it now. And I was like, all right,
okay.
You guys know what you're doing. Like you have to get your grip, but you also told me why. Though. I didn't say rock wall, do it. And he walked off and just left me alone. It's like you need to improve your grip strength. And y'all kept coming back and checking on me, which I appreciate that too, because a lot of gyms I've been to, the owner or the person that runs the gym doesn't really go out and like say, hey, how you doing on your reps? How you doing on that workout? How's it going? They just kind of like, all right, go do my own little thing and kind of leave you over in the corner. So what advice would you give somebody who's getting ready to get this started?
You got to come in and try.
Right.
That's the first thing.
A willingness to try and a good attitude when you fall.
Yeah, my opening line when most people come in is I got to figure out why they're here.
Right.
And so one of my first questions is, are you here for a day pass to just play? And I've had people snicker at me referring to it as play.
Right.
And I was like, well, that's what it is though. And everybody has to start just trying a couple different obstacles because I have to see where you're at.
Right.
I have to figure out.
That gives us a gauge as to tell where we need to start giving you some cues.
Yeah, so if somebody is doing this really easily, then I can say, all right, well, come try this. It's similar, but it's a little bit more challenging. And then I kind of guide them until I figure out where their limit is, and then, okay, well, practice on this for a bit. Here's some of the cues that you can work on. And then if they struggle on something else, then I can take them someplace or to a different obstacle that's slightly easier with the same general concepts so that we can find a baseline.
And I am insanely defiant by nature. I don't like being told what to do, but I'm intelligent. So if you give me an explanation as to why you want me to do something, or why I have to go through this grueling process, or why you're making me do this, I'm intelligent enough to understand that, and that will get my defenses down. And I think we try to do that with people as well. If I just bark orders at you and tell you to do this and do this, and it's hard, and you don't know why, it makes you mad, and it makes you frustrated, and it makes you want to quit, because why would I ever do this? But as soon as educators, we can tell you and say, this is awful, and this is why though, and this will be the result, or hopefully this will be the result, then it lets people be more okay with the hard work. And I think that that's really important. These are literally obstacles that we're trying to do. And so inherently they are difficult, and at some point they feel impossible. But if we can educate and just be honest with that education, then people can say, okay, I'm gonna fall 100 times. I had a guy in 2 days ago who tried to do a lache, which is like where you fly from one thing to another, which is hard enough as it is. But he was trying to fly to one of the hardest grabs, 2 nunchucks, which ours are slick, so they're even harder. And so he's doing that 2 or 3 times, and then I hear him talk to his girlfriend and say, I'm just terrible at this. This is awful. And I told him, I said, probably our best athlete in here took those home with her for an entire season while she was training because it was the hardest thing to try to get. And so she took it with her everywhere and fell off of them 1,000,000 times and kept them in her car and by her bed because she wanted to finally get them. And so when I explained that it was a ridiculously hard thing and that everybody else has struggled, he was like, oh, so I shouldn't feel bad. Like, that's pretty awesome. And so he left with a great experience. But had we not communicated that and helped him out and tried to teach and educate, he would have been dejected when he walked out.
Yeah, I also, with the education part, I know how I learn, and I want to know why. I want to know how, because then I can mentally break it down of how I beat it. I also like to communicate to you all so that you can communicate back what your struggle is.
Right.
If
mentally, physically.
If you don't understand what I'm telling you to do or why I'm telling you, then you can't communicate back to me what's the struggle. And if I know the struggle, then I can help find another solution.
Right, problem solving.
And without that, we're just kind of slamming our head into obstacles over and over again, hoping that we have a better outcome.
Which, what was the thing? The quote was like, something of insanity is doing the same thing over and over
Yes.
time.
The definition of insanity.
And experience or thinking you'll get a different result.
Right.
Which like earlier today, like we were doing those squats where not like a squat, we hit the floor and slide. I couldn't get my your ankle rotations off, and I was like, it's like how did I do it? Because you told me what the problem was, but like how did I improve it? Because I was like saying like, it probably didn't help that I had like 2 sprained ankles, like, and he was like, that's not like no excuses. Like, oh no, it wasn't an excuse. Just me like thinking like, oh man, this is happening. But you, instead of just saying like that's no excuse and just left it at that, when I asked how did I improve my ankle mobility, he was like, oh, do this, do that. He actually helped out and just saying,
just do it. Just do it.
Just jump higher. That's always an inside joke that he used one day.
Just jump higher.
Or get more hops, what it was.
More ups.
More ups.
Yeah.
Last question though, before I get to that, just want to thank you guys for doing a great job you do here, and keep doing it and keep trying to help the community out, keep improving people's lives and keep making a difference, because you guys really are doing it. And I see it.
That means a lot.
Been here since August. I have seen people that come through and seeing the way people react when they leave, when they come in. Yeah, it sucks in the workouts, not gonna lie, like their days where you're dying. But one of your favorite quotes, probably your most famous quote is, you appreciate the results.
Right.
And I have done that too. I learned to appreciate the results as well. It's really a great place to be. You guys looking to get involved in Ninja Warrior, come learn martial arts, self-defense, or whatever the case may be, definitely come to Chaos out here in Belton. It's probably one of the best gyms I've ever been to.
Thanks.
Like, I'm not, like, I can't, like, it's a great place. So definitely come check this out. And also, I'll put this episode out before, so you guys expect it. It should come out before June 12th when the season premiere.
Right.
So look for it out that weekend or before that. The last question, how do you guys define success?
Happiness. Like, you have to figure out if doing something makes you happy but you're still struggling with money. If the struggling with money doesn't ruin your happiness, then you're doing good. Then you're okay. If you can make a living on a farm raising your own food and your family and everybody, you're happy and content and your family has love in each other, then you're good. If your only definition of success is how much money you make, then there's no end. There's always more money.
Right.
And if that's all you're focused on, it can be a real struggle. Mine is that we get to do something we enjoy. And as you've seen, teaching and helping a community grow is something that we both really enjoy. And so that's what we want. That's what I think is our goal, is to have that be all we do, is help to grow our people.
I think my education is in psychology, and I was a children's social worker, and we were foster parents for a bit. I want to make an impact. I can't live my life and die knowing that I haven't tried to make the world a better place, and that's so cliche coming out of my mouth, but really that. And fitness is kind of a fun way of doing that, and it lets people's guards down, and it doesn't have these crazy expectations of going to therapy to make yourself better. There's a lot of therapy that happens in these walls.
Yeah.
A lot. And to be able to help somebody get over a literal obstacle and teach that perseverance and that self-love and respect, and give yourself grace and appreciate when you have even failed 1,000 times, that your brain is still learning how to make that a success. When we can instill those things, when people's guards are down and they're not so rigid about making changes in their lives, you make huge impacts. And we teach kids and we teach adults and everybody in between. And I hope that everybody, even if you come in for a birthday party or a day pass, that you hear something that makes you a little bit happier or makes you more motivated, or your own success. I think that's what it means to me.
Yeah. And then we get to have we've had some of the kids that started training with us when we first started teaching start coming back.
Right.
And saying hi. They're graduating high school and all this stuff, which is crazy to us, but it was 8 years ago. We started, our first night of teaching karate was the night we found out she was pregnant with Ari.
We just turned 8 yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
8 years and 9 months we've been teaching.
yes. And so we're having these kids come back that started with us when they were 4 and 5, and they're coming back and they're older, and it's kind of mind-blowing. But the fact that some of them have been gone for a few years and they still want to come back and say hi. Even if they don't come back and join the gym, they come in because they want to say hi. They want to see how we're doing. They want to tell us how they're doing.
Right.
And so yeah, it means a lot that we're making that kind of impact on
And
people.
it feels successful.
That's awesome.
It feels successful.
That's awesome. Keep it up. I really appreciate it. Before we head out, where can they find you guys? What social media accounts are you guys on? How can they come and look you guys up? They want interested in coming to Chaos. What can they do?
We have fantastic Google rankings. So if you do Ninja Warrior in Kansas City or Chaos Course on Google, you will find us. We're Chaos Course on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. And then you can friend me, Liz Babcock, on Facebook as well.
Well,
He's never on. Don't try to get
No,
him.
I don't do social media much.
Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And that's it for this episode of Grind Towards Success, the interview with Russ and Liz Babcock. See you next time. Remember, guys, keep being awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for the interview. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. You can follow Russ and Liz below. Also check out Chaos Course if you're in the Kansas City area and if you're interested to change up your workout or training for American Ninja Warrior or just want to be involved in the Ninja Warrior community. Definitely go check out the gym. It's a fun time, fun place to be at. Great people. Can't say much more. Just good times. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And see you on the next episode of Grind Towards Success. And continue to stay awesome. Hey guys, if you're watching this video on Facebook and you really enjoyed it, please give it a like. If you have a comment or a question or a topic you want me to talk about in the future, please put it in the comment section below, or you can send me a direct message on my Facebook page. And lastly, and I really appreciate it if you guys did this, this would mean so much to me. If you really enjoyed this video, please share with your friends and family, and hopefully they'll enjoy the video as well. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys. You have no idea. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it. Is there a question or a comment or a topic you want me to talk about in the future? Please leave in the comment section below. And if you want more notification when new videos come out, please click on subscribe. Other than that, follow me on Instagram there. Follow me on Snapchat there for more daily tips and inspirational tips. Lastly, thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate the support. You guys have no idea. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your week and stay awesome.